Hello everyone and welcome to the Green Man channel. Hope you're doing good and well. It's time for another album review this week. This time I'm talking about the second album from the symphonic power metal band known as Nocturna. And this is their release of Sorcery and Darkness, which came out on the 19th of April via Scarlet Records. And this album is 10 tracks and 36 minutes in length. So in this band you've got a two vocalist setup. You've got both Grace Darkling and Rehn Stillnight, sort of who either take it on in turns on vocals or they sing simultaneously. And that is one of the appeals to me of this band and what makes them maybe stand apart from a lot of other symphonic metal bands. You don't have just the one vocalist, the one female vocalist, you have two. And it's that arrangement which I think makes for some great moments on this album. And it's one of the big appeals to me of this record is how that kind of works as you go from song to song right throughout the record. In this band you also have Federico Mondelli, who you might know from Frozen Crown as well, and I believe he is the sort of principal songwriting force behind this album, and you can really tell that actually with this particular album as well, and you can hear his influence on this too. So it's a really fun record. This is a huge amount of fun I've had with this album since listening to it for the first time in full actually a couple of weeks ago. It's taken me a while to actually get to this review, but you know, really been enjoying it. As I said sort of earlier, I think that the real appeal of this record are the vocal arrangements, how they work, the operatic style of them, how the songs also make sure they are very memorable. You know, there's not many songs on here which aren't memorable, which may not get stuck in your head. You're likely to be having some of these songs spinning around your head a while after you've listened to this record. And that's another strength really to this album. If anything, I do think there were opportunities really to expand on some of these songs and to make them even bigger and even grander. And sometimes the sound feels a little bit limiting despite that unique arrangement that this band has. It just feels sometimes like the music is so, you know, very focused on the power metal up-tempo style with the operatics that it feels at times like the band could do with, you know, just refreshing or doing very slightly different arrangements here and there to keep them really sort of, you keep that sort of unique sound there and also making the album expand beyond what feels like sometimes there are just these boundaries that maybe exist that are perhaps keeping from this band just a little bit, just a little short of the full potential. But when you have a setup and a formula as good as this, you've got a great album and you've got, like I say, an absolute blast of a record. So let's go into some of the tracks that I really enjoy. Burn the Witch, a great opener to the record. You know, really enjoy the sort of the entertaining elements of this record, and this opener is a good way of sort of introducing you to the sort of sound you get on here. I enjoy the lyrics actually as well of this one, and just the general impact of that song. It certainly leaves that lasting impression I think you need with an album like this. Sapphire really shows off the operatic flair of both the singers, I think, and there's some really great flexing of like that sort of Empu from Nightwish type guitar play and guitar work on this song as well, that I really enjoyed too. I've really thought that sort of, for me, actually, the strongest songs on the record, maybe the singles actually, which was Seven Sins. I thought it was an absolutely fantastic song. Really memorable chorus, again making great use of the power metal style alongside the operatic vocals and doing that extremely well. You also got fantastically, you know, really good sort of melodic but really effective guitar solo in that track as well, which I thought really broke through on the song and really had the impact you want a guitar solo to have. Strangers, perhaps my favourite though, and that was an advanced single for this album as well, just hugely catchy. I mean, this is the kind of song which you only need one listen to, and if you don't enjoy it after one listen, I feel like then you know, maybe there's something that's never going to quite work with you in symphonic power metal. This is arguably the best symphonic power metal song I might have heard in this year anyway. It's absolutely fantastic. It's pretty short, but it just works so well with the arrangement of the two vocalists. The chorus is huge to me. It's a really great, really impactful, really powerful chorus. It really just cuts through the music, and it's huge. I think this song is absolutely great. It should be one of those singles that really kind of, back in the day when you had things like, you know, Kerrang Going Strong and MTV, if this song came out, I would have loved it to have really made inroads and people to be loving a song like this. But, you know, it's not kind of the radio play type days or MTV type days really, I guess, anymore. But that kind of song would be fantastic in that sort of a, you know, with that sort of an audience to listen to it. It's really catchy, really great, infectious stuff from this band. Other moments I enjoyed that song like Creatures of Darkness with the Wishmaster-esque vocal turns and vocal arrangements on that song. Really enjoyed that one too. So with this album, what's my final score for this? Well, as you can probably tell, I really enjoyed it. I was expecting to enjoy it, and I would say, probably met, maybe even just exceeded my expectation, maybe a tiny bit. I thought I really enjoyed this record. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. As I say, I think this band have actually got huge potential, and if they really push themselves, I could see maybe albums from them that are masterpieces in the future. For me, this is a very, very solid symphonic power metal album, very enjoyable, great setup, and that's why I'm giving this one an 8 out of 10. So I hope you're enjoying the album reviews at the moment. I know I'm suddenly doing quite a few all at once, but a couple of these I've meant to do a little while back. But anyway, from me, until next time, don't forget to drop a like and a sub to the channel if you're enjoying this kind of content. You like album reviews, album rankings. Obviously, I do quite a lot of coverage of symphonic metal right now because I've got a series running all about symphonic metal. But otherwise, from me, until next time, take care and bye for now.